Hey guys, Ethan here. So I've been getting really creative with food that I've been cooking lately, and I thought I should make a video and maybe share some of that with you guys. So this is my first time trying this, so let me know how it is. Alright everyone, so I looked around my kitchen and I found some good ingredients that I am thinking a nice hearty, hefty stew is in order today. So here we go. Let me show the ingredients I found. I got some dried beans. These happen to be small red beans. You can use other beans, or if you don't like beans, use something else, maybe potatoes or something. There's no rules in cooking, other than wash your hands. That's a good rule. We got some frozen spinach, peas, ground beef, garlic and onion, carrots, and what I really wanted to find a use for, some pearl barley, which I think is gonna be a nice starch to add to this stew. Here we go. Alright, I already chopped up the onion before I realized, oh, this is a cooking video. You guys probably want to see all my extremely average knife work. So, yeah, there we go. I'll at least let you guys see the rest of it. Okay, so we're gonna start. I'm gonna turn the stove on to a nice medium heat. We're going to take some butter, which I'm assuming everyone should probably have some butter in their home. Once this is melted, we're gonna throw in our garlic and onion. Okay, so I realized that I don't have a stand for my phone, and I only have two hands. Obviously one is holding the phone. I'm gonna have to sit you guys down while I add this to my pot. Now, the carrots go into the pot. And I'm also going to season this with a little salt and pepper. Yeah. Need a proper phone stand if I'm going to do this again. Alright, if you're wondering why I'm having so much trouble with keeping this phone pointed at anything, this is my current phone stand. Yeah. Okay, next up, we need to brown this ground beef. How are we going to do that? I'm going to take a separate pan, throw some butter in there, turn this on to high heat, and then once this butter is melted, I'm going to add small amounts of the ground beef. Because if you add too much at once, it's going to crowd, it's going to cool down your pan, and then you're not going to get browning. It's just going to turn kind of a gray color instead, which is fine, but you don't get as good of a texture, and you don't get as much flavor that way. Alright, this is going to take a little bit of time, so I'm just going to skip ahead to the next step. As this meat browns, I'm going to add it directly into this pot. I'm not sure if this is going to show up on this camera, but this is what I'm talking about by browning. Those bits where it kind of hardens up a little bit, that's the way you want it. I don't know if you can hear me over the sizzling, but the last of the beef is just about ready. And what I'm going to do to get a little bit more flavor out of this, I'm going to deglaze the pan. Normally you would do this with wine. I don't have wine. But you know what I do have? Guinness. Now, if you're wondering what it means to deglaze a pan, it is when you add some kind of liquid, it cools down the pan, and it allows any of the dried, crunchy bits on the bottom to just come right off. That way, all that flavor isn't wasted into your sink. Instead, it goes into your food. Way more efficient. Now that all the beef is added, now it's time to add beans. And with the beans, we're also going to add the barley, our peas, and our spinach. Beans in. One cup of barley. Peas. And about half a pound of spinach. We're going to add the rest of that Guinness. Alright, now we have all the main important, like, beefy, hearty vegetables. All the big ingredients in here. What else do we need? We need some more flavor. We're going to get that from some herbs, spices, and maybe some stock. Okay, so I happen to have some fresh herbs that I grow in my backyard. Not everyone has that. These don't have to be fresh. Fresh is better, but dried is just fine. We have some rosemary, some sage, some thyme, a little bit less fresh, but still good, some bay leaves, and then we could have added a vegetable or beef stock. I don't have either of those on hand at the moment, so I'm going to add some chicken bouillon, grab some more flavor, and then I'm also going to add some more pepper, because I really like pepper. Alright, now that we've added all of our seasoning, this would be a great time to taste it. I think that is just perfect. So I'm going to bring this up to a boil now. Once it starts really boiling, going to turn it down to low and cover this and let it just simmer like that for, I'd say, at least a half hour. Make sure all those flavors really go all the way through everything. We also want those little grains of the pearl barley and the beans. We want those to get fully cooked through so they're nice and soft. Now we got a boil going. Time to cover it up. Low is a little bit too low for my stove, so I do it at about a 2. That's what a regular low should be. Everybody's stove is a little bit different. So I'm gonna let this simmer for a while, and in about 30 minutes, I'm gonna record the next video, and you guys are gonna see how it turned out. By the way, guys, here's a pro tip. If you want some literally free vegetable stock, when you cut up veggies, don't throw these away. All the trimmings, onion skins, stems from herbs, garlic skins, or even vegetables that have gone a little bit past their prime, don't throw them out. Throw them in a Ziploc bag and throw them in your freezer. Once you have a nice full bag, just boil this on the stove for about an hour, and you're gonna have a nice, very rich broth. Right. It's been a little bit more than a half hour. It's been more like an hour. Let's check in and see how this is doing. Oh, fogged up the screen. So as you can see, a lot of the water has evaporated, cooked into everything. You can see that pearl barley that was super small before is soaked up all that broth, got super big. Let's try some of this. Bean? Super soft, super tender. Same for the pearl barley. That has fully absorbed everything. We still got some broth left in here, but not a ton, which is just how a stew is supposed to be. I'm gonna throw this in a bowl. Alright, so I don't know about you, but I think this looks pretty damn tasty. And I know you guys are on the other end of the screen, you can't taste it, but trust me, it is. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to now chow down on some delicious food. And if you'd like me to do some more of these, let me know. Bye.